This training will focus on the ins and outs of the attendee screen. Managing your attendees is important while your registration is open. You may get requests to move to another bracket, process a refund, or update a player rating. You can also move players to a main draw or search players on a waitlist. Let's take a closer look. The attendee screen is the place that houses all your registrations. Let's go over some of the various search options at the top. First, use the drop-down menu to see who is registered for a specific bracket. Next, you can search those who have withdrawn. The non-registered section is helpful if you allow non-players to purchase an item. For example, if you have shirts included in your registration, but also allow the option for non-players to order a shirt, you can run a search of anyone not registered for the playing portion of the tournament. Next, you can search by a portion of the player's name, see who needs to get their partner registered, or see who is listed as needing a partner. If you need to check players that owe money or are owed a refund, use the With Balance drop-down menu. Most frequently used is They owe money to show if anyone still has a balance. If you use We owe money, it will display who is owed a refund. Please note that players will see an alert on their profile if they owe the tournament money, but will not see if you owe them money. This is to accommodate each tournament's specific cancellation policy. Waiting list offers various search options to see who is on the wait list. And lastly, if you are using a lottery system, you can see who is still on the lottery list. Use this link to run a report of your attendees, showing their various events, age, and ratings. If you need to add an attendee to your event, click the green Add New Attendee button. Search by the player last name, then first name. Find the player to register, and click Register this person. Please check their rating first. If a player's duper is 4.3 but they set their self-rating to 4.5, only 4.5 and higher events will show, as the system takes the higher rating. Have a player check their ratings to troubleshoot why they aren't able to register for an event. Continue following the prompts to complete registration. At checkout, a tournament director has the option to allow the attendee to pay later. You can then tell the player to log in to pay their balance by looking for the alert bell next to their name on pickleball.com. The last thing to go over at the top of the page is the Update All Player Event Ratings button. This button will update every player's rating and is useful, for example, if your tournament started registering players using self-rating, but switched over to duper. You can update everyone's rating at one time. If you want to update only one player's rating, go to the player, click on the 3 dots next to the event name, and click Update Rating. The other option here is to move a player to a waitlist manually. This button will say Move to Live if they are currently on a waitlist. Notice that the other option here is Withdraw from Event. This is an easy shortcut for withdrawing a player from a specific event. Next, let's take a look at some of the other options in the menu next to a player's name. The first option is Edit Registration. This is where you can move this specific player to another event or link them up to a specific partner. Next, let's talk about payment history. At the top, you can see how much was paid and if they are owed any money. In this particular case, this player is owed $10. By scrolling right, you will see a yellow refund button. You can click on that to give a refund if it qualifies in your cancellation policy. Make sure to keep in mind the non-refundable pickleball.com fee in your refund amount. If you refund that to the player, the tournament becomes responsible for it. When you use Stripe, the refund automatically processes through our software. Back in the attendee screen and in the menu next to a player's name, you can also get to the same refund screen by clicking on Give Refund. Next, you can also record a refund. This option doesn't actually refund a player, it only records it. In other words, if our system thinks a player is owed a refund, but they aren't, due to your cancellation policy, you can record a refund to clear out the balance owed if that helps your record keeping. As mentioned earlier, players do not see any balances owed to them, so this is only an optional service. If a player owes the tournament money, you will see a few different options available. First, you can make a credit card payment for them. You can record a payment to clear a player's balance, even if they didn't actually pay the tournament. This is useful if you've set up your registration costs incorrectly and changed them. Or, if you allow free subs, you can mark their balance as paid without taking real money. You can also record a discount to clear a balance. Discounts are created under Edit Tourney, then Discounts, but you can apply that code to a player's account here. The last part of this menu is simple. You can see any messages that were sent to the player. You can send the player an email directly. If you have texting turned on, you can send them a text, or you can view a player's receipt. Lastly, if you want to update the player ratings for both of his or her events, click Update All Ratings. If you need to access the emergency contact for a player during your tournament, use this button to do so. A basic attendee record shows the attendee's name, age, and gender. You also see what events they are registered for and who they are partnered up with. You can see their registration date, and you have the ability to withdraw them easily. Emails are not available to tournament directors due to our privacy policy, but as previously mentioned, you can email them through our system. You can view the player ratings and see what has been paid, refunded, or is owed to the tournament. PD is what the player paid, RR is any amount that has been refunded. DC accounts for any discount codes used. O is how much the tournament owes the player if it is negative, or how much the player owes the tournament if it is red. And SF stands for the pickleball.com service fee. Thanks for watching the training on managing your attendees. Please visit our YouTube page for other trainings, webinars, and more.